Shalom. Come close for a moment. Tonight I want to share something with you that may look very small from the outside, but in the old Jewish home, small things were never treated as small. A coin. Just one coin. Most people today do not even notice it. It falls between the cushions. It sits at the bottom of a drawer. Sometimes it lies on the ground, and people walk past it as if it has no meaning at all. But our people did not always live this way. In the old homes, in the homes of grandmothers who whispered psalms while lighting candles, in the homes of fathers who counted every coin before Shabbat with trembling care, a coin was not only metal, it was a reminder. It was a seed. It was a sign that even the smallest piece of provision should be handled with respect. And tonight, I want to teach you about 3 small coins. Not as magic, not as a trick, not as some secret way to force money to come. No, that is not the Jewish way. This is about something deeper. It is about how you hold what you have, how you speak over what you have, how you stop living in fear every time you open your wallet, how you begin to bring your money, your worries, your giving, and your trust back into alignment. Because sometimes, my friend, the blessing does not begin with more money. Sometimes the blessing begins with a quieter heart. Maybe you know what I mean. Maybe you work hard. You wake up tired. You go to sleep tired. You carry responsibilities that no one sees. You smile in front of people, but inside, you are counting bills. You are wondering how long you can stretch what is left. You are trying to be strong for your family, but when you are alone, the fear comes back. Rent, food, debt, school fees, medicine, a repair you did not expect, another bill on the table. And somehow, every month feels the same. Money comes in, and then it disappears. Not because you are careless, not because you are lazy, not because you do not try. It just feels like your hands cannot hold it. And that feeling hurts. There is a quiet shame that comes with financial pressure. People do not always talk about it, but it is there. It sits in the chest. It follows a person through the day. It changes the way you breathe when you open your wallet. It changes the way you answer a phone call. It changes the way you look at yourself. You begin to ask questions you are afraid to say out loud. Why is it so hard for me? Why does everyone else seem to move forward while I stay in the same place? Is something blocked? Has blessing passed me by? Listen to me carefully. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. And you are not beyond blessing. But sometimes the heart becomes tired. Sometimes the mind becomes full of fear. Sometimes our habits with money become heavy and confused. And when that happens, we do not need shame. We need realignment. That is what this teaching is about. In Jewish tradition, there is a beautiful word for livelihood, provision, and the flow of what a person needs to live. The word is Parnassa. Parnassa is not just money. It is not only cash in the hand or numbers in the bank. Parnassa is the way provision reaches a person. It is the work that feeds the home. It is the strength to continue. It is the door that opens at the right time. It is the help that arrives when the heart is tired. It is the quiet feeling that somehow, even through difficulty, you are being carried. Our sages spoke about Parnassa with great seriousness, because money is never only money. Money touches fear. Money touches dignity. Money touches marriage. Money touches children. Money touches generosity. Money touches faith. A person's relationship with money reveals many hidden things. It reveals whether the hands are open or clenched. It reveals whether the heart is trusting or terrified. It reveals whether a person sees provision as something to hoard and panic, or something to handle with wisdom. And this is why ancient Jewish teaching often used simple objects: a table, a candle, a doorpost, a piece of bread, a cup of wine, a coin. Because the sacred is not only found in the synagogue. The sacred is also found in the kitchen, in the drawer, in the pocket, in the wallet you open every day without thinking. The old teachers understood something we have forgotten. A person does not change only by having new thoughts. A person changes when a thought becomes an action, when the hand does something, when the mouth speaks something, when the home carries a reminder. This is why a small coin can become a teacher. Look at a coin for a moment. It is small. It is easy to ignore. But it carries a lesson. Someone decided it had value. Someone stamped it. Someone shaped it. Someone placed meaning on a small piece of metal. And from that moment, people began to exchange it, protect it, count it, and respect it. This is already a teaching. Do not despise what is small. Do not treat small beginnings as nothing. Do not say, "This is only a little." In Jewish wisdom, many great things begin small. A seed is small, but a tree sleeps inside it. A candle flame is small, but it can push back a room full of darkness. A coin is small, but it can teach a person how to honor provision. The Hebrew tradition has always understood that small acts, when done with intention, can shape the soul. And the coin teaches one more thing. It teaches flow. Because in Jewish life, money was never meant to stop with one person. A portion was always meant for tzedakah. Tzedakah is often translated as charity, but that translation is too small. Tzedakah is righteousness, justice, alignment. It is the holy act of saying, "What comes to me must also move through me." This is not about giving from abundance only. Anyone can give when they feel full. The deeper teaching is learning to give even a little with dignity, even when life is not perfect. Not because you are trying to buy blessing, not because God is a business partner. No. You give because giving keeps the soul from becoming hard. You give because fear wants to close the hand, but faith teaches the hand how to open again. And now I want to tell you a story. There was a woman named Miriam. She lived in a small apartment on the 3rd floor of an old building. The paint near her window was peeling. The heater made noise in winter. The kitchen table had one uneven leg, so she kept a folded piece of paper under it to stop it from shaking. Miriam was not poor in spirit. She was kind. She worked hard. She helped her mother. She remembered birthdays. She gave people encouragement, even when she had none left for herself. But her money life was heavy. She had 2 jobs, one in the morning, one in the evening. By the time she came home, her feet hurt so badly that she would sit on the edge of the bed before even taking off her coat. Every month she told herself, "This time I will save something." And every month something happened. The refrigerator stopped working. A bill came late with a penalty. Her mother needed medicine. A friend who owed her money could not pay it back. And slowly Miriam began to feel that money did not like her. That sounds strange, but many people feel this way. They do not say it in public, but inside they believe money runs from them. They believe provision comes close, then slips away. One Friday evening, her neighbor Chava invited her for Shabbat dinner. Chava was an older woman. Her hands were wrinkled but gentle. Her home smelled like soup, fresh challah, and old prayer books. There was always a candle burning somewhere, and always a small blue tzedakah box near the shelf. Miriam almost did not go. She was tired. But loneliness pushed her toward the door. After the meal, after the blessings, after the candles had burned low and the room had become soft and quiet, Miriam began to speak. At first, only a little, then more, then everything. She told Chava about the bills, about the fear, about the way her stomach tightened when she opened her wallet, about the shame of working so much and still feeling behind. Chava did not interrupt her. That is a rare kindness. Sometimes the holiest thing a person can do is let another soul finish speaking. When Miriam was done, Chava sat quietly. Then she stood up, walked to a small wooden drawer, and came back with 3 coins in her palm. They were not shiny. They were old. Their edges were worn. They looked as if they had passed through many hands and many stories. Chava placed them in Miriam's hand and closed her fingers over them. Then she said, very softly, "Before you sleep tonight, do not throw these into your wallet. Place them, one by one, with your heart awake." Miriam looked at the coins. Chava continued, "1 coin is for giving. 1 coin is to remind you that you are not empty. And 1 coin is for the words you must speak over your fear." Miriam smiled politely. She respected Chava, but part of her thought, how can 3 coins help me? I need real money. I need answers. I need relief. But she took the coins home. That night, her apartment was quiet. The city outside was still moving, but inside, everything felt still. Miriam sat on the edge of her bed, the same place where she usually sat feeling defeated. She opened her hand. 3 coins. Small, almost nothing. But something about them made her pause. And that pause was the beginning. She took the first coin and said, "This is for giving." She took the second coin and placed it carefully in her wallet, not thrown in, not hidden under receipts, but placed with dignity. Then she held the third coin and whispered, "I am not a wall against blessing. I am learning to become a channel. My hands are open. My heart is learning to trust. My home is ready for peace." She felt foolish for a moment. Then she felt something else. Not a miracle, not thunder, not money falling from heaven. Just a small release inside her chest, like a fist she had been holding for years had opened by 1 finger. The next day, nothing dramatic happened. No envelope appeared. No stranger handed her money. No sudden solution came. But Miriam noticed something. She did not open her wallet with the same panic. She began to clean out old receipts. She began to look at what she spent without attacking herself. She began to set aside 1 small coin for tzedakah each week, not because she had plenty, but because she did not want fear to become her master. She began to speak differently. Instead of saying, "I am always broke," she began to say, "I am learning to handle provision with wisdom." Instead of saying, Nothing works for me. She began to say, I am still in process. Instead of saying, money disappears, she began to say, I will pay attention to the flow. Weeks passed, then months. A conversation at work led to extra hours. A woman she had helped long ago recommended her for a better position. A family member offered support, not in a dramatic way, but enough to help her breathe. Miriam never said, the coins did it. That would be too simple. She said, that night, I stopped being at war with my own provision. And that, my friend, is a deep sentence. Sometimes the outer life begins to shift when the inner life stops fighting. Now listen carefully, because the practice of the 3 coins carries 3 teachings. The first teaching is awareness. Most people do not have a relationship with money. They have a reaction to money. Money comes in, they react. Money goes out, they react. A bill arrives, they react. A problem happens, they panic. But awareness interrupts panic. When you hold 3 coins before bed, you are stopping the rushing mind. You are saying, I will not sleep tonight as a servant of fear. I will pause. I will look. I will notice. This is very Jewish. To notice is holy. To bless is to notice. To give thanks is to notice. To repent is to notice. To change is to notice. A person cannot heal what they refuse to look at. And many people do not look at their money because it hurts too much. They avoid it. They hide from it. They leave the wallet full of old receipts, expired cards, forgotten notes, and quiet anxiety. But the 3 coins say, look gently, not with shame, with awareness. The second teaching is Tzedakah. 1 coin is not kept. 1 coin is released. This is important, because fear says, keep everything, hold everything, trust nothing. But Jewish wisdom says, even when you have little, do not let your soul become small. Giving is not always about the amount. Sometimes it is about the direction of the heart. A coin placed in a tzedakah box with sincerity can soften something inside a person. It reminds you that you are not only a receiver, you are also a giver. You are not only someone in need, you are also someone who can bring relief, even in a small way. This does not mean you give foolishly. It does not mean you ignore your responsibilities. It does not mean you give what you truly do not have. It means you make room in your life for righteousness. A small coin, a small act, a small opening, and the soul remembers how to breathe. The third teaching is declaration. Words matter. In our tradition, words are not treated lightly. The world begins with speech. Blessings are spoken, prayers are spoken, vows are spoken, comfort is spoken, truth is spoken. When you speak over your wallet, you are not commanding heaven like a magician. You are not forcing an outcome. You are training your own heart to stop repeating fear as if fear were prophecy. Many people speak curses over their own lives without realizing it. I will never get ahead. Money never stays with me. I am always struggling. Nothing good happens for me. These words may feel true in a painful moment, but if you repeat them long enough, they become a house your mind lives inside. So the declaration matters, not because words are magic, because words are direction. They tell the heart
where to face. Now I will give you the practice in a simple way. Choose a quiet night. Before bed is best because at night the world becomes softer. The phone is quiet, the house is still. The soul is more honest at night. Take 3 coins. They do not need to be special. They do not need to be old. They do not need to come from Jerusalem. Use what you have. Sit down.
Do not rush. Hold the coins in your hands. Look at them for a moment and remember, even small provision deserves respect. Take the first coin and set it aside. This is your Tzedakah coin. Tell yourself, this will not stay with me. This will move through me. The next day, give it. Place it in a charity box. Give it to someone in need. Put it where it can serve a purpose beyond your own fear. Then take the second coin. Place it in the left side of your wallet, separate from the clutter. Let it stay there. Do not spend it. Let it be your reminder coin, your covenant coin, your small sign that your wallet is not empty of meaning. Your life is not empty of provision. Then take the third coin. Hold it in your hand. This is the coin of declaration. Speak slowly. You may say these words. My Parnassa is not ruled by fear. I am learning to receive with gratitude and give with wisdom. My hands are open. My heart is steady. My home is ready for peace and provision. I am not forgotten. I am not empty. I am walking in trust, one step at a time. Say it softly. Say it honestly. Even if your faith feels small, say it with the small faith you have. Then place the third coin in the right side of your wallet. Close the wallet, and tonight, place it somewhere with dignity. Not on the floor, not under a pile of clutter. Place it on a table, a shelf, a dresser, somewhere clean and lifted. This small act teaches your mind something. It says, I will not treat my provision carelessly. I will not throw my fear into a corner. I will bring order. I will bring respect. I will bring intention. Do this for 7 nights. Each night, take a new coin for tzedakah. Each morning, give it. Let the reminder coin remain. Let the declaration coin remain. And each night, speak again. Not as a performance, not with pressure, not with desperation. Speak like a person returning home to themselves. After 7 nights, do not only ask, did more money come? Ask a deeper question. What changed in me? Did I become calmer? Did I become more aware? Did I stop avoiding my wallet? Did I give something, even a little? Did I speak with less fear? Did I notice my spending? Did I feel more dignity? These are not small things. A calm heart makes better decisions. An aware person sees opportunities that fear used to hide. A generous soul does not become trapped inside panic. And a person who treats small provision with respect becomes more prepared to handle larger provision with wisdom. Now, wherever you are, I want you to pause. Place your hand near your heart if you can, and say these words slowly. My Parnassa is open to what is right for me. My hands are giving. My heart is learning to trust.
My home is ready for peace. I do not chase provision from fear. I walk toward it with faith, wisdom, and gratitude. Say it again tonight before you sleep. Not loudly, not dramatically, just sincerely. Because sincerity is powerful.
A whisper spoken with truth can reach places shouting never touches. And before I close, I must say this clearly. The coins are not magic. The wallet is not magic. This practice does not guarantee money. No true teacher should promise you that. Judaism is not about manipulating heaven. It is about aligning the human heart with wisdom, responsibility, gratitude, and trust. A ritual without honesty is empty. A declaration without action is thin. A coin without tzedakah is only metal. But when you bring all three together, awareness, giving, and spoken intention, something begins to soften. Something begins to become ordered. Something inside you begins to remember that money does not have to be only fear. Provision does not have to be only panic. Your wallet does not have to be a place of shame. It can become a place of intention, a small altar of responsibility, a reminder that what you have matters, a reminder that what you give matters. A reminder that you are still in relationship with blessing, even while you are waiting for things to change. This is the ancient Jewish wisdom behind 3 coins placed in a wallet before bed. Not superstition, not a shortcut, a practice, a pause, a return. And maybe tonight, that is what your soul needs most. Not another voice shouting at you to get rich. Not another promise that makes your heart rise and then fall. But a quiet teaching, a small action. 3 coins in your hand, a wallet treated with dignity, a prayer spoken with humility, a heart learning slowly to stop living under the rule of fear. If this teaching touched you tonight, write these words in the comments. My Parnassa is open. Do not write it as a magic formula. Write it as a seed. Write it as a prayer. Write it as a quiet act of courage. Because sometimes when a person writes a new sentence, they begin to leave an old story. And if you want to keep learning these ancient Jewish teachings about Parnassa, tzedakah, blessing, and the holy meaning hidden inside ordinary objects, then subscribe and stay close to this channel. Every teaching here is offered with respect, with care, with the hope that old wisdom can bring peace into modern homes. And in the next teaching, I will share something many people have forgotten: why salt was treated with such seriousness in Jewish homes, why it belonged on the table, why it was connected to covenant, protection, and the preservation of blessing. It is closer than you think. It may already be sitting in your kitchen. Until then, shalom. May your hands be open. May your heart be steady. May your home be filled with peace. And may your Parnassa come to you in the right way, at the right time, with blessing, wisdom, and dignity.